Update. Did my girlfriend just try to kill me? What do I do? Original post. So I'm posting this here because I feel like I'm going crazy. Me 20 and my girlfriend 21 have been together for almost a year. We have had a great relationship until this event recently. We're both in college and we had a Friendsgiving event to go to with our group. It was a potluck sort of thing. Everyone brings your own dish. I brought mac and cheese and my girlfriend also made some brownies. I'm only mentioning this because it's relevant, but I am deathly allergic to walnuts. My girlfriend knows this. If she gets me food, she makes sure there's none in whatever she brings. And I usually ask again just in case as a reminder, because you would be surprised what has what in it. Later at the party, I was going to go over to have one, and I asked her to make sure there were no walnuts and she said there weren't. I went ahead and ate one. Then I began to feel a bit dizzy and nauseous. I went over to my girlfriend and mentioned I didn't feel so well, asking again about walnuts or cashews in a brownie, and she said no. She said I was fine and to just enjoy the party. Then I realized I was starting to break out into hives, and my throat was itching and realized I was having a reaction. At this point, I felt my tongue started to swell up and I could feel my airway getting smaller, which is extremely scary as it means I was going to anaphylactic shock. I asked her for my EpiPen. Usually keeps it in her purse when we go places since I don't have a bag, but she said it was in the car and ran out to get it. I used it on myself and had to go to the hospital. It was really embarrassing because I basically killed a party for everyone, but everyone was just glad it turned out okay. This is where there's a problem. I didn't eat anything at that party except the apple cider and that brownie. I asked my girlfriend about it again, and she broke down crying saying she did put them in there as it was in the recipe, but forgot when I asked. Apparently, she remembered after I had to go to the hospital and felt really embarrassed it took so long to remember and didn't want to tell me. I feel like she's lying to me. She never buys anything or cooks with walnuts. She said she hates them. But then she puts them in brownies and then forgets she did after asking her twice and saying I'm going to eat them. She has known I'm deathly allergic ever since we started dating. And I just don't get how she forgot twice, especially if she literally made them 2 hours before. The problem is if she did it on purpose, that literally makes no sense either. I don't see why she would ever do something like that, but I also don't see how it could be an accident. I'm just very confused and concerned. In all honesty, I really like her, but I'm tempted to leave after that, because the whole ordeal was very scary, and I can't help but blame it on her. But I'm also scared I'm overreacting and maybe it really was an accident. I'm just not sure. Now for the top advice before reading the update. If she gets me food, she makes sure there's none in whatever she brings me. She told me I was fine and to just enjoy the party. I'm not trying to encourage jumping to conclusions, but these 2 quotes are literally counts against her being just simply forgetful. Really suspicious. Yeah, I agree, but purposely feeding them doesn't make a lot of sense either. A lot of other commenters point out that some people think others exaggerate how allergic they are to certain foods until they see a reaction firsthand. I think I'm just going to sit down and talk with her and ask if that's what it was. If it's true, I'll have to think about whether I want to work past that or not. Bring up the fact that if you did not have an EpiPen or got to the hospital, you would be dead. As in actually dead. Going to the funeral for the boyfriend she accidentally killed dead. That should hopefully drive the point home. Sounds like one of those peachy grandparents who don't believe their grandchild is really allergic. So test it and then act all surprised Pikachu face. I'm sorry, but what? Is this a thing? There was a post here on Reddit from a mother whose mom, grandma, put coconut oil in coconut allergic granddaughter's hair for overnight because she didn't take it seriously despite Opie telling her for years. Daughter died. Laughing my butt off. Sounds like it. Get a new one. That's the thing though. It literally just makes no sense. Like, why would anyone do that? We don't even have any problems in our relationship. We're both happy and communicate often. On top of that, it's not like that's the sort of thing she would get away with. She literally brought brownies. Like what? Edit. No, I don't believe she's actually trying to end me. After reading a lot of comments, my guess is she doubted the severity of my allergy and put the walnuts in the brownies to prove her point in a really stupid way. I'm going to sit down and talk with her, and if this is the case, I'm going to break up with her. I called her and said I wanted to talk with her later today. We'll post an update after saying how it goes. And now for the update. Thank you all for offering your input and support. I didn't expect that many people to respond, and the kind words really helped. After reading over the comments, I believe my girlfriend thought I was exaggerating/faking allergy and tried testing me by purposely putting those walnuts in the brownies. Intentional or not, she almost offed me, and I was never going to be able to get that trust back. Someone who loves me would not do that to me. I called her and asked to talk at her apartment. When I got there, we sat down and began talking about it. I asked her about what I said above, and she vehemently denied it. I started to list off all the stuff that happened and said I don't believe her. I also mentioned how she's forgetting that, planned or not, she almost killed me. She began going on this weird rant and got angrier and angrier, and began calling me crazy for thinking she's even capable of that. I held my ground and calmly said I still don't believe her. That's when she started breaking down and sobbing. She was sitting next to me at that time and kind of threw herself into my arms. She didn't even say anything, just sat there and sobbed. I felt bad, so I let her. I told her that I had been thinking, and while I don't believe her, it almost didn't matter because now I can never truly feel secure around her knowing she could forget something that could literally cost me my life. That was when she began trying to initiate intimacy with me. I turned her down and told her I'm breaking up with her before walking out of the room and driving home. I have been in an emotionally abusive relationship before, and she knew what she was doing when she tried that. She never admitted to adding the walnuts in on purpose, but the way she acted when she realized I wouldn't budge almost confirmed it for me. Still, I really wish she outright admitted it for closure because breaking up with her freaking sucks. I know it's easy to look at the story and say I'm better off, but I really was happy dating her for almost a year, but now I'm completely alone. I'm not sure why she did it or thought it would be worth proving a point, but I guess I just have to be okay with that. Either way, thank you everyone for helping me not let it slide and really standing up for myself and not giving in to the BS. The advice was greatly appreciated. Bullet successfully dodged, with a minor flesh wound. Congrats on your newfound freedom. You will find someone who isn't so manipulative and deceitful. Congrats, dude. The way she reacted is odd. The way she won't admit to anything, but then won't understand your side of the story to try and clear her story up. Red flag. Also, the sex part? Wow, I'm glad for you though. Exactly. Instead of trying to come up with a good reason, she just got angry and tried blaming me. When I stayed calm and showed her that wasn't gonna work, she starts sobbing uncontrollably. And after that fails, want to hook up? Yeah, why not? I'm sure that'll get me to forget all about it and we can just go in our merry way. Something tells me she's off her medication again. She never acted like that except for her manic episodes. Really sad it to end over something as stupid as a food allergy, but I'm not taking the chance. Channel changing manipulation. The rage didn't work, the pity me didn't work, so she tried intimacy. You made a right decision. Good for you. She is too immature for a relationship and you did the right thing. Take your time now and enjoy your family and friends. You are young and a great guy from what you've shown us here. You will be sad for a while, but stay strong and don't let her back in. Yes, she sent me 27 messages in the past 2 hours, but I don't even want to look at them. Debating whether to just block her number and move on without checking. Block and move on. She almost ended you, regardless of the intent. It's hard now, but it 100% gets better. Now for the last story. Update. Partner 32 female says I'm perfect, but unsure about building a future with me 29 male after going to her best friend's wedding. Original post. I've been in an on and off again relationship with this person for the last 2 years. We got back together 3 months ago after 4 months apart, where we both dated other people. Since getting back together, she's told me how perfect it all felt, and that she has never had a partner she felt more connected or attracted to. Well, after we went to her best friend's wedding, things have changed. She has explained to me that after hearing their vows, it didn't sound anything like our relationship. It made her question if I was even the right one. Since then, she has asked for space, said she feels she wants to test the waters with the dating apps again. It has been incredibly hot and cold with me. I'm so taken aback. She had just asked about my interest in moving in with her, what a wedding would look like, etc. She also said she feels in love with me for a while, then freaks out when things get too serious and then feels like I'm maybe not the one, despite how great a partner I am to her. How should I proceed? What do I make of all this? I feel hurt, as she wanted to rush back into things that made me feel she was serious about a future together. Should I just cut my losses and leave? Now for the top advice before reading the update. Cut your losses and stop getting back together with her. You're a safe backup, and that is exactly what she will use you as. Don't let her. Tell her she's welcome to go explore the dating apps, but you two are done. No ultimatum, just be done. Because if this is how she is now, it will not get better. I told her a softer version of that the other day, but haven't been great about not communicating. I so badly wanted a life with her, and was told that she never believed she wanted to marry another partner before, but felt that way about me this time. That was a week and a half ago. Now this again. I am struggling with understanding why I'm viewed as a safe backup to her, when I am also who she considers her best partner. I agree with you. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Intimacy is great and she tells everyone about it. She says I make her feel seen and unconditionally loved, that I'm her best friend and who she wants to share her moments with. Then why not me as a serious partner? Look, Opie, happy couples don't have an off/on-again relationship. That just means that whatever reasons you have to break up are still there, and either A, one/both of you are not working on improving whatever is failing, or B, the differences are just too big to be reconciled. Have I ever told you the definition of insanity? Well, no, I'm an internet stranger, but I'm sure you've played Far Cry 3 before. Get off this crazy train, Opie. It's not happening. From what you said, it seems like she, at least, is already coming to terms with it and has finally acknowledged it. Do so, Opie, because this is ending. And the only question is whether you'll face it in a productive, healthy way, or if you'll just let it roll you over. How do I face it in a productive, healthy way? I know this is crazy. Sucks to feel I'm losing someone I once considered one of my best friends. They clearly do not value me as a best friend or even a friend. Otherwise, it would not be like this. To me, it seems that she views you as the right partner to have. The life you have is stable, you take care of her, she feels loved and satisfied in bed. Yet she feels that you're not exactly what she's looking for. Something must feel off, and that's why she wants to run from time to time. Let her go. You will never be her first choice. She will settle at best. You deserve so much better. This is exactly what she said when she tried to explain it to me. Just feels weird after all the I choose you as my person and love of my life statements. Yesterday, she says she wants to be allowed to do what she wants and not feel obligated to spend time with anyone. She also said she wished I could be her best friend with benefits, which hurt to hear just days after her telling me how great we are together. And now for the update. We broke up after I found out she cheated on me pretty much immediately after the wedding we went to. She kept texting me, but the texts seemed to become increasingly less affectionate each day. I learned that she's leaving me to get back with the guy she left me for last time, who she left to get back with me. I'm deeply disappointed and feel pretty numb, to be honest. She often expressed how he was not a very attentive or considerate partner and was not particularly good in bed, which I wish I didn't know, even if she meant it as a compliment to me. I figured he was out of the picture after he had a bad public freakout and embarrassed himself, while putting his hands on her and showing up to her place sobbing after calling her 30 times when she refused his advances. I told him she and I were together. We had our conversation last night, likely our last. She acknowledged that I was the better partner, but for whatever reason, cannot see herself marrying me, despite trying to. I asked her if she thinks she will marry him, and she said she believes so. She flipped-flopped a few times at dinner saying she doesn't know whether or not she will marry him, but currently has very strong feelings for him. She mentioned that one of the selling points of her getting back together with him was that he agreed to go to therapy after his breakdown, and would allow her to keep me in her life if she wanted. I told her I had no interest in being platonic friends, and that I felt she was making a big mistake if she did end up marrying him. Her family and some of her friends were surprised and upset by her choice to get back with him. I told her that I hope she finds someone who does treat her well, that she is sure about marrying, and reiterated that as someone who was involved in her life, that she may regret the decision to get back with him. She acknowledged there are definite red flags, and hid her head in my arms when I showed her her sister's response to us breaking up/cheating on me. We walked out of the bar, held each other for a while, and went our separate ways. I don't know what will happen with her, but now I'm left to pick up the pieces. I am still pretty sad, as this all happened in the span of the last 3 days, but I hope to continue working on myself. I take solace in knowing I was a good partner who was adored by her friends and family. I hope I will find someone who possesses her good, fun qualities, but that I can trust and is sure about me. I am not as despondent or angry as the last 2 times we broke up, but still feel pretty sad. Depressed? This will likely sting for a while. Don't let the door hit her butt on the way out. If she thinks the man that does this, he had a bad public freak out and embarrassed himself while putting his hands on her and showing up to her place sobbing after calling her 30 times when she refused his advances, is marriage material. She's fundamentally broken, and that's on her to fix. I hope you heal and find whatever it is you are looking for in life. You don't deserve this kind of treatment. Haha, seriously, I don't get it. She called it scary little prick energy but is deciding to get back with it. She said last night that she feels like a broken person to not want what I'm giving her. Her friends and family even said they never saw her so happy with a partner as they did when she was with me, but apparently that isn't marriage material. And this guy is. I seriously do not understand it, and she said she doesn't either. She acknowledged that part of it may be because his family has money and she also comes from money. I grew up poor, which I think is more of a subconscious turn-off for her than she is acknowledging. This dude so clearly is just trying to control her and views her as an extension of resource acquisition. She told me when we got back together that he would frequently talk about her parents' money and believes the purpose of life is to procreate, obtain resources, and die, which is pretty fundamentally different than what she believes. I seriously do not understand this decision at all. Some people just want to be miserable. I guess it makes them feel special. I truly do not understand it. It's pretty simple. They're so used to dysfunction they don't know how to handle a relationship that isn't a dumpster fire. They get addicted to the idea of having a relationship, familial, romantic, whatever, that they can hope eventually with self-sacrifice, active turmoil, and dedication will turn out positive. I remember a post here from a guy who was abusive and got help. If I remember correctly, 6 years into him becoming a better person and them getting married, she was cheating on him with an addict. She got mental health help to break the cycle. She did not. Addiction to dysfunction.